Hey pterodactyls, it's your resident Homosaurus here, and welcome to my podcast, A Homosaurus in a Book. On today's episode, I'm going to be reading chapters 6 and 7 of The Loyal Pin. Now, last episode, we read chapters 4 and 5, and interesting chapters. We got Princess Anilapat kind of rescuing Lady Pin in a way by giving her a lesser punishment that her aunt was going to give her in regards to leaving the manor at night to go visit a temple fair, which is dangerous for young girls, especially a princess, to be without any bodyguards or any adult supervision. So I can understand a little bit why the aunt was upset, but I mean, our girl, Princess Anil, came to the rescue, and she ended up getting a lesser sentence by being stuck in a room for a whole day with Lady Pin. And Lady Pin, unfortunately, being stuck with Princess Anil, the one woman who annoys the heck out of her, apparently. But then she secretly has a raging crush on. But yeah, it was an interesting read. We had Princess Anil flirting with Lady Pin a bit by, drawing her like one of her French girls. And of course, we had Lady Pin getting annoyed with it, but secretly loving it and admiring her. And yeah, just a whole bunch of gay activity going on in that one petite library. Now, I'm very interested to get into this next chapter because this next chapter is titled Kun Pin's Bedroom. And I've been thinking about it since I read the last chapter, and I'm stuck between two things. It's either going to be a chapter about Prek snooping in her bedroom to steal something for Princess Anil, which they brought up at the temple fair, and Prek was all for it, thinking it was the most fantastic, brilliant idea she's ever heard. So that could be what this is about, or it could be Lady Pin and Princess Anil, just randomly entering the bedroom, on their way out of the library. They walked past it, and, forces unknown to them kind of grasped them in their hands and dragged them into that bedroom. And then suddenly the door locks behind them, and they're stuck in that bedroom. And, that's how we got Kun Pin's bedroom. Or it could be that Princess Anil is having a little slumber party with the lady, because I can't remember, is their punishment supposed to be 2 days or 1 day? Because I know Princess Padmika said she couldn't discipline Princess Anil much because it's technically not her place, but I can't remember if they agreed on 1 day or 2. So if they did agree on 2 days, and I'm not remembering that properly, then it could be just Princess Anil sleeping over and then continuing their punishment the next day, or they're just having a sleepover because, reasons. But anyways, I'm excited to get into this chapter and find out what it is. I'm leaning more towards it's Prek snooping, but I could be wrong. I don't know. But I'm excited to get into it. So, with that being said, before we get into this, if you can, please go support the author Munma by purchasing their book. I purchased the book on Amazon for Kindle, but you can also purchase the book on the MEB app. And if I come across any other ways to purchase the book, I will let you all know. But as I said, if you can, please go support the author because, we got to support our queer content creators. Awesome. Now, let's get into chapter 6, Kun Pin's Bedroom. While Prek contemplates various strategies, sorry to stop, not even 4 words in, but I knew it. I knew my girl Prek was gonna be doing some nefarious little scheme to get inside Kunpin's bedroom. Was I right or was I right? I think that was the fastest pause for commentary I've ever had in this podcast, so sorry about that, but I just had to appreciate my foresight into this. While Prek contemplates various strategies to discreetly enter Lady Pin's bedroom and acquire the something her overlord had mentioned, her mind races to the point of near exhaustion with these thoughts. Unexpectedly, Princess Anilapat takes an action that catches Prek off guard. She's like, only I can mess with the lady. Your Highness, Aunt Pad, I have a matter to discuss. Prek vividly recalled the day when Princess Padmika visited the front palace to organize a welcome banquet for Prince Anand, who was due to return in a few weeks. Princess Anil seized this opportunity to seek counsel from Princess Padmika in the presence of the king. What do you want to consult with me, Princess Anil? Not a lot, just something mischievous. The king laughed and affectionately gazed at his youngest daughter as he spoke. Not at all, father. Princess Anilapat's voice remains as cheerful as ever. I just want to sleep over with Kumpin at the... Did I just call both scenarios happening before I even started reading this chapter? Oh man. I swear, I'm like psychic or something. Well, I mean, to be fair, I think I called a mysterious force dragging them into the bedroom, but after that, I said, maybe she has a sleepover. Go me. Not at all, father. Princess Anilapat's voice remains as cheerful as ever. I just want to sleep over with Kunpin at the Boar Palace. I'm not ready. Okay, calm. What's the matter? Why do you have to stay overnight? The king asked his youngest daughter with a gentle, affectionate tone rather than a compelling one. In a few days, I'll be taking my exams, and there are several subjects I don't fully grasp. That's why I would like Kunpin to help me with tutoring those subjects, father. Additionally, if I need to study late into the night and then return to the front palace on foot, I believe it could be unsafe. Yeah, sure. Likely story there, Princess Anil. Yeah, totally. You're gonna study late into the evening, and then of course it's gonna be dangerous, because you never, ever step foot out of the palace at nighttime. No, not to go to temple fairs, not to do any of that. Yes, very unsafe for you, princess. Very believable story. Very believable reason. At this moment, Princess Anil had an exceptionally endearing expression. Her deep, bright eyes sprinkled with clarity, and her smile lit up her face, revealing dimples on her fair cheeks. To rank the individuals in this world who might be swayed by Princess Anilapat's gestures, the first place would definitely belong to the king. Come on. Really? The king? Really? I mean, besides the obvious, Tara. Anyways, I think, Lady Pin might take that spot. But we'll give the king this one, We'll pretend to believe that. Oh, well, I should have kept reading. And second in line would be Lady Pilantita. First in line. Well, first in line, like slightly behind me. I mean the king. You are indeed rational, the king replies to his youngest daughter with kindness. Pad, tell me, what do you think? Hearing his words, how could Princess Padmika say a word or give reason to oppose the king's wishes? It pertains to such an issue. There should be no complications, Your Highness. In response, Princess Padmika lowered her head with a deep expression of devotion. Then I'll have to ask you to prepare a bedroom for Anil. Prepare a bedroom. Yeah, alright. Okay, like Princess Anil's gonna let that one slide. She has a perfectly well-made bed. Right next to a perfectly well-made woman. Yes, Your Majesty. Princess Padmika bowed again to acknowledge the king's word before turning to directly talk to Princess Anilapat. The poor palace is ready to welcome Princess Anilapat any day. Please just tell me the day you want to stay overnight. I will ensure a bedroom is prepared for you without any omissions. I highly appreciate your kindness, Auntie. That's brilliant! Prek inwardly cheered and celebrated when she discovered that everything unfolded exactly as her overlord had planned. Okay, is it bad that I have a really big soft spot for Prek? She's just so endearing, the way she looks up to Princess Anil and thinks she walks on water. Like, she is just so enamored with her and like thinks everything she does is brilliant. It's so cute. And I love this friendship. It's the cutest thing. Anyways, if it proves challenging to sneakily acquire what's needed, then take the direct approach, leveraging the king's authority to eliminate any hindrance, ensuring the princess faces no further obstacles or annoyances. Princess Anilapat displayed great cleverness in using her privileges at the opportune moment, and Prek couldn't help but admire and revere her for it. How many days will you be away, Prek? Princess Anilapat inquired as Prek struggled to organize her clothing from late afternoon into the evening. I'm not sure, my princess. Without any communication, I must exercise caution. One night is enough, Princess Anilapat, who finished preparing her clothes within an hour, said in order to remind Prek, who was still arranging her clothes, placing items in and out of her favorite bag. No one dares to spend more than one night at the Bora Palace. I wonder why. What's like, is it haunted or something? Like, what's so scary about the Bora Palace? I mean, it doesn't seem like Princess Padmika is too scary, so why does no one dare to spend more than a day or one night there? Okay, interesting. A little sketchy, but interesting. But based on what I've heard from Princess Pad, it appears you can leave at your convenience. It's not a significant issue. Princess Anilapat beamed, recognizing the wisdom of her loyal servant, Prek, even though she hadn't received a formal education like others. It's only Princess Anilapat who dedicated her playtime to impart lessons to Prek during some evenings after school. Her sole wish is that Prek becomes proficient in reading and writing, ensuring that no one can deceive her in the future. Oh, that is the cutest thing. Oh my god, if I didn't love these two already, like, I absolutely adore them. Oh my gosh. I love their friendship. And this just keeps proving just how compassionate and intelligent and just overall lovely human being the princess is. Like, besides her rebellious nature, like, she just adore this woman. However, Prek appears highly intelligent and cunning. It wouldn't be inaccurate to say that. Princess Anilapat often invested her time explaining intricate subjects for Prek to grasp, as much for herself as for Prek. Princess Anilapat persisted to do this. Therefore, Prek possesses more wisdom than the other servants. But if we stay here for several nights, I want to be considerate of Aunt. Princess Anilapat's voice retained its usual gentleness when speaking to Prek. Don't you think so? Of course, my princess, Prek replied, but she continued to keep her head bowed in fear. Huh? Okay. If you're frightened, spending just one night should suffice. Yes, your highness, Prek nodded, still uncertain about whether to place a red or purple cloth in her bag. You can take both of them, Prek. Princess Anilpat smiled affectionately to her close servant. Then you can think of the color tomorrow. No color is right or wrong, and no one should criticize anyone for their choice of clothing. Preach, princess. Oh my god. Princess, favorite character, hands down, no questions asked, loving her character. You are so wise, your highness. Princess Anil is like this. And so Prek held her in high regard, understanding her princess's intention. Do whatever you want to do. This implied that in the entire kingdom, no one understood Princess Anilapet better than Prek. Lady Pin. Sorry, I had a little tickle in my throat there. Pin, lady. Okay, so now. By the way, are you going to steal from Lady Pin's bedroom tonight? Steal what? I'm talking about her heart. Is she going to steal her heart from her? Who knows? I guess we'll find out. By the way, what are you going to steal from Lady Pin's bedroom tonight? Prek whispered because she's afraid that someone will hear her. Princess Anil listened to Prek's question and smiled, then raised her index finger to her lips and answered with a soft voice. Dot, dot, dot. It's a secret. I don't think her heart's the only thing going to be stolen that night. Just saying. Maybe a kiss. Who knows? PG-13 kisses, maybe. Wait, how old are they here? I think somebody said they're like in their early teenage years. Never mind. I need to keep this PG-13. I hope there's a time jump if that's true. Can people let me know how old these girls are? I should watch what I'm saying if they're really young. I think somebody said like 15, 16 or something. Anyways, if that's the case, please be a time jump. Back to the story. Your bedroom, Kunpin. Princess Anilapat looked around the spacious and airy room that was surrounded by many windows. When she noticed Lady Pin's belongings scattered here and there, Princess Anil elatedly smiled. Whoever said they don't like pink? Princess Anil chuckled. Her sparkling eyes appeared as if she were purposely enticing her audience. Anil can recall and retain information, Lady Pin retorted with a sharp, disapproving gaze. Fault finder? Is that so? The princess still smiled while moving towards the large window next to Lady Pin's desk, looking out at the outside scenery. There is such a large courtyard over there. It can be seen clearly from here. Princess Anil spoke as if she were musing to herself. A gentle breeze swept through, ruffling her raven hair and accentuating her striking, attractive features. Maybe, Princess Anil's voice sounded extremely dreamy, I might as well build a palace there. Dot, dot, dot. Thirsty, thirsty, thirsty. Lesbian. Okay, princess. You need to chill. You want to have a clear bird's eye view into Lady Pin's bedroom? Like, what are you implying here, princess? Like, you need to chill yourself. First talking about building a place with a white picket fence and having the lady move in with you, and now you're talking about building a palace there so that you can be close to her. Like, it's if anybody ever had any doubt of how in love the princess is with the lady, like, this just seals it. How can you have any doubt? Like, I've never seen somebody this thirsty on. Come on, princess. Try to, reel it in a little bit. But then I guess if you don't do anything, nothing's gonna ever happen. So keep going, princess, keep going. Anyways, back to it. Dot, dot, dot. So you can always see me. Or you can always see her. Sorry. Okay, sorry. We'll continue on. This time, Princess Anil's grin stirred up Lady Pin's feelings, causing her to turn away. Who wants to see you all the time? Lady Pin's voice was so soft that it almost disappeared into the wind. I don't know, maybe the thirsty lesbian who was having her chin in her hand and just staring at a sleepy princess. I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas out there of who could want to see her all the time. I'm not pointing any fingers, lady, but that could be one person, a lady who, just gazes at her nonstop. Gazing at her with a capital G-A-Y. But anyways, who wants to see you all the time? Lady Pin's voice was so soft that it almost disappeared into the wind. Princess Anil said nothing, but only reacted with a smile as usual. She then walked to sit on the chair in front of Lady Pin's desk with a curious look. How can you study? I did not see you bring any books along. Lady Pin adopted a stern tone when addressing the young girl before her, who appeared to be as sly as ever. A sword pierces the heart, just as books do. Princess Anil pretended to ignore Lady Pin's objection and keep staring at the items on the table as though they held her interest. A book resides in your heart. Her once big, round, doe-like eyes seemed to transform into those of a tigress in the blink of an eye. I knew that you would not really want to study. All you want to do is play and have fun. That's it. I just want to stay overnight in your room. That's it. Come on. The princess is just so obvious. If Lady Pin's not catching what she's putting down, there's no hope for Lady Pin. Like, anyways. This time, Princess Anilapat turned to gaze into Pilantita's eyes with a more earnest expression than ever, although a faint smile still graced the corner of her mouth. Dot, dot, dot. After learning this, you shouldn't insist on opposing me, Princess Anil stated before returning her attention to the items on Lady Pin's table. This left the listener to continue biting her lips tightly and feeling uneasy. Lady Pilantita had become so accustomed to Princess Anil's evasive conversations that she hadn't anticipated such a direct response. Without knowing how to respond, Lady Pin could only sit still and stare at Princess Anilapat. I feel like her middle name is literally Pilantita stares at Princess Anilapat. Cassided. Like, staring at the princess is her middle name. It's her MO. It's her forte. She's the best at it. Lady Pin's desk boasted multiple bookshelves and an assortment of other items, all meticulously arranged. The room's owner was known for her strict and organized nature. Are you still keeping this paper windmill, Kunpin? Princess Anil refers to the bright orange paper windmill inserted as a bookmark of the large book on the bottom shelf. Oh, you gave it to me. How can I throw it away? Okay, that's the cutest thing Lady Pin has said so far. I didn't think she'd be that straightforward because she's always, reprimanding the princess and always kind of shutting down any of the princess's jokes and flirtiness and anything related to flirting, that I'm surprised she's kind of showing a little bit of her true love and affection for the princess. Doesn't happen often, but I love to see it. Only when Lady Pin offered a gentle smile that her petite countenance appeared irresistibly sweet, making it difficult to avert one's gaze. I'll always remember it. When I initially came to stay with my aunt in the palace, my life felt incredibly lonely and lost. You were the only one who came to play with me. Oh, my heart just felt a little mushy-gushy there. My heart just did the flutters and the cuteness. Oh, they're so sweet and adorable. They play so much, but their affection for each other in these little moments and truths is just too much for me. I can't. Pilantita's beautiful eyes shimmered with emotion as she reminisced about her initial meeting with Princess Anil and her friends. There was a time you and Prek were obsessed with handmade paper windmills, and you gave one to me. Lady Pin smiled warmly as she remembered the time when Princess Anil had chosen to give a silly windmill to both Prek and herself. Princess Anilapat decided to give the most beautiful to her. Of course she did. Simping since day one. Love at first sight, some may say. Glad to see it again, Princess Anil said with a smile, then glanced around with the curiosity of a child. I have never seen you tie your hair with a navy blue ribbon. Princess Anil nodded towards a clear glass jar filled with many thin black and white ribbons. A single, thick, navy blue ribbon makes it stand out. That ribbon does not belong to me. Lady Pin's little face now turned red. She keeps on pressing her lips for a moment. She utters the next sentence. Oh. The ribbon is yours. Keeping little keepsakes. Oh, your girl. Okay, come on. These two are too much. Do they not realize through all of this how incredibly in love each other are with each other? Come on. This, oh man. Anyways, this is painfully obvious for the reader to read. Come on. Oh, anyways. That is why it looks so familiar. One day, Anil dropped it in the car on the way back to the palace. Lady Pin glared at Princess Anil, fearing she would be offended. I washed it and thought of returning it for a while. Is that so? The princess's eyes, once dark, now gleamed with brightness. You look at me as if I was a thief. Lady Pin's beautiful wavy lips are now distorted in annoyance. No, Lady Pin, you're reading this completely wrong. She is living her best gay life right now, knowing that you held on to something of hers as a keepsake and couldn't dare to part with it and give it back. Such a simple thing, but you needed it because you wanted a little something of her because you're so in love with her, so she's living her best gay life right now. But anyways, she's reading this completely wrong. And I feel like this is where they're struggling to evolve their relationship, is because they don't believe the other has the feelings that they share. Who said so? Said Princess Anil, laughing. She then changes the conversation by picking up a compact tale from the shelf. Let's start studying. Princess Anil walks while holding a tale to Lady Pin's wide bed. She then stretches out on her stomach without waiting for an invitation. Will you sleep here tonight? Auntie arranged for you a big guest room. Oh. Lady Pilantita's face turned pale because she hadn't anticipated this. Really? You couldn't possibly anticipate the princess wanting to sleep in your bedroom? I mean, I didn't anticipate that. Who would have saw that coming? Not this gal right here reading the book. Not at all. Will you sleep here tonight? Auntie arranged for you a big guest room. Lady Pilantita's face turned pale because she hadn't anticipated this. Let Prex sleep in that room. I will sleep here. Your bed is quite spacious. Princess Anilapat talked while turning the tale page by page, showing no sign of looking up to pay attention to Lady Pin. Lady Pin sighed when she saw that Princess Anilapat probably would never get out of her bed. So she crumpled and seated herself on the floor beside the bed. Please come up here, Lady Pin. Come to lie next to me and read me a tale. Princess Anilapat not only speaks, but also taps her hand on the mattress, signaling for Lady Pin to join her. You are so spoiled. Although Lady Pin frowned, she could not help herself smiling after seeing Princess Anilapat's pleading eyes. Noticing that Lady Pin had not yet come, Princess Anilapat swiftly arranged the mattress and pillows. However, as she was doing so, she noticed something that made her pause, and her hand stopped. Beneath Lady Pin's pillow is a blue handkerchief embroidered with soothing English letters. The letter is A. Oh my gosh. Lady Pin even sleeps with a handkerchief with the letter A under her pillow to keep it close to her. Okay, you see, I have no excuses for these women. Like, if you find somebody sleeping with a handkerchief with your initial on it under their pillow, now hear me out. I don't think friends do that. That's all I'm saying. That's a little too much. This is the handkerchief I gave you to wipe. Oh, and she even gave it to her. Oh, Monzu, these ladies. Oh, okay. I don't even know what Lady Pin's going to say to defend herself for this, and how the princess is not going to think this is more romantic than friendly. This is the handkerchief I gave you to wipe away tears when Auntie was angry at you. Why are you keeping it under the pillow? Lady Pin's eyes widened and froze unconsciously. After swallowing down her saliva, Pilantita mumble replied, I just washed and folded it on the bed. I was intending to return it to you tomorrow. Lady Pin glanced into her sweet, contemptuous eyes, looking at Princess Anil. After folding it, I might have forgotten it under the pillow. Lady Pin reached out and grabbed that handkerchief, hurriedly handed it to Princess Anil in a look of guilt. No need to return it. I will give it to you. I do not want it. Lady Pin turned her head in the other direction before tightly clenching her lips. But she was holding on to that blue handkerchief tightly in her hand, unwilling to let it go. Even though you do not want it, I insist on giving it to you. Princess Anil's expression turned slightly gloomy when she heard Lady Pin's stern rejection. Keep it as a memorable gift, that once I have wiped your tears. ... If you really do not want it, I will keep it. Princess Anil held out her hand to receive the handkerchief from Lady Pilantita, her eyes looking gloomier than ever. But Lady Pin put the hand that was holding the handkerchief behind her back. Anil said you gave it to me. Pilantita's expression was extremely stubborn at this time. I will keep this handkerchief myself. ... And I will keep it at its best. Yes, because you do not want to ruin a cherished gift that the woman you're in love with gave you and that you sleep with under your bed or under your pillow so that you can have it close to your brain so that when you dream at night, you only dream of Princess Anil. If that's not the gayest thing, I don't know what is. These women are too gay to function sometimes. And I'm living for this. Okay, so that was the end of chapter 6. I kind of called it and kind of didn't. I thought it was going to be Prek breaking into the princess's room, or the lady's room. And she wanted to, but that didn't end up happening. So I was wrong on that account, technically. And I did make a joke that they would be leaving the room where they were having their punishment and then walk past the lady's bedroom and then go in there and then, but that didn't happen. Third time's a charm, though. I said that maybe they'd have a sleepover, and I was right. Oh, funny how things work out that way. I still think I'm a little bit of a psychic. I mean, I called that pretty well. But anyways, that was a cute chapter. I'm adoring these two. I'm adoring the princesses and then Prek's relationship. Their friendship is so adorable. And I'm kind of loving seeing the hero worship from Prek to Princess Anil, her overlord. It's really cute to see, but it's a little frustrating how obviously in gay these two ladies are for each other, or I guess the lady and princess are for each other, and they just keep brushing off these instances of clear gayness. And it's frustrating, but I'm kind of loving the slow burn, but I'm frustrated with the slow burn, and it's just anyways, I need to see what happens next chapter, so let's just get right into it. Chapter 7, Dancing Ballerina. The king has organized a welcome reception for Prince Anand several weeks prior to his return, recognizing that his second son has been studying law abroad for numerous years. As such, the king desires to host a grand reception to bestow honor upon him. Therefore, all the supervisors are the royal relatives who had worked closely with the lords in the grand palace, including Princess Padmika, who is in charge of taking care of all the sweet and savory dishes in the banquet. Every preparation is in order, aligned with the rules and regulations. The guest menu must be selected by Princess Alyssa, and every dish must firstly pass the strict cooking control from Princess Padmika. For this reason, this past weekend, the front palace kitchen looked extremely lively, since Princess Padmika has enlisted the servants and chefs to create a variety of dishes which are both delicious and exquisite, from early morning until late evening, to be presented to Princess Alyssa to taste and select. Many are busy, many are having fun. When someone is dedicated to anything, there must be one who receives the benefit of that perseverance in some way. In Princess Anilapat and Prek's case, they are receiving the benefit from Princess Padmika's efforts. Princess Anilapat and her friends are enjoying themselves. How can they not be happy? They can have snacks that the cooks made for Princess Padmika for menu selection in the morning. Then, go to taste the various foods in the kitchen in the afternoon as if there is a food festival. They go around and around the kitchen as if they could not find a way back to the palace for a week until the reception day has arrived. In the late afternoon, Princess Alyssa and Prince Anatawut went to pick Prince Anand up at the airport. Princess Anilapat did not accompany them because she had just returned from school. Therefore, she had to stay and wait for her elder brother at the palace. No one knew. Even now, it is time for Princess Anil to change her dressing for the feast. She is still squatting, happily eating delicious snacks with Prek in the corner of the firewood storage room. That is so cute. Of course they would be sneaking in little treats here and there and going off and hiding and eating them. I swear this duo is the cutest thing. I'm actually really excited to see how this translates on screen. I can just picture, I believe Nom, is it Nom playing Prek? I believe. And if that's the case, I can totally see them doing this. This is so cute. I'm just sitting, crouching in a storage room, eating the snacks they just stole. You eat like Chuchak. Watch out, your stomach might blast to death. The princess worriedly looked at Prek, who kept on eating Mu Sarong. Why is it so bad to die with a full stomach? Prek raised her neck and argued while still chewing on food. Sometimes you say cunning things, Princess Anil said, laughing. ... Oh my God! Princess Anil! Her eyes widened as soon as she heard Princess Padmika's stern voice loudly from behind. Not to mention Prek, who choked on Mu Sarang with her eyes wide open and raised her fist to hit her chest many times. Everything is chaotic. Yes, Auntie. Princess Anilapat wiped the corner of her lips with the back of her palm before turning her head to accept Princess Padmika's call. She then notices that Princess Padmika does not come to see Princess Anil's hiding place alone, but brings her niece, Lady Pilantita, along. Oh no. Oh gosh, how's this gonna go? Seeing Prek and the princess crouching in a storage closet eating the treats they stole. I'm sure Lady Pin's gonna have something to say, gonna look a little disappointed, and maybe even a little jealous. Why are you squatting to eat like this? Ungraceful. Really ungraceful. You too, Prek. Your gluttony might lead to choking to death. Princess Padmika furiously shook her head while giving a cold look to Prek. See, now I'm a little worried, because I don't think Princess Padmika is going to do anything to Princess Anil, because she's a princess, and technically slightly above her station, even though they're both princesses. But the servant, on the other hand, I really hope she doesn't do something to her, because, like, a servant, unfortunately, doesn't always get the benefit of the doubt. I'm praying for you, Prek. Princess Padmika furiously shook her head while giving a cold look to Prek. Forgive me, Auntie. I am so hungry. I just got home from school a while ago. Princess Anilapat, intoxicated, looks at Princess Padmika's glittering eyes inevitably. Meanwhile, both Lady Pin and Prek bowed their heads and took turns swallowing their saliva. Oh my goodness! No one prepares snacks for Princess Anil, so she had to come here to find something to eat by herself like this, Princess Padmika proclaimed with a resounding, commanding, and elegant voice, with the intention that all the kitchen servants would overhear her. All the kitchen staff lowered themselves and avoided making eye contact with Princess Padmika, knowing the truth that Princess Anil has a preference for not having snacks in the palace like other princesses, but instead enjoys clandestinely pilfering snacks to share with Prek by the kitchen or in the secluded corner of the firewood storage room. See, this is what I'm talking about from, I believe it was chapter 1, when Princess said that her and Prek sneak in like ghosts into the kitchen and steal, and nobody noticed. Like, come on. Clearly all the kitchen staff notices, and they just like, oh, it's just the princess up to her shenanigans again with her little sidekick Prek. Just let them be. I knew she wasn't as slick as she thinks. I have a funny feeling that we're getting the impression that the princess is very tricky and sly and steals without people noticing, because it's from the princess's point of view. So of course, from her point of view, nobody notices, but it's these little moments where we find out that everybody notices, and she's probably the worst thief. I bet you Lady Pin's a better thief than her. Oh, this is funny. If someone were to discover the princess, arrange a spread of food, and present it elegantly on a bench, she would change her mind and abstain from eating it altogether. She derived satisfaction from seizing snacks herself. Princess Anil, please return to the palace now. Remaining in the kitchen will only make you smell, Princess Padmika said, her tone laced with a hint of irritation. It was early evening, and she had noticed the king's car returning after picking up Prince Anand, parking in front of the palace. Lady Pin. Princess Padmika glittered towards her niece. Yes, Auntie? Lady Pilantita neatly replied as usual. Please take Princess Anilapat to dress up, Princess Padmika said in a softened voice. The reception will begin in a few hours. Yes, Auntie. Prek, you stay here and help. There's no need to accompany Princess Anilapat. No, there's not. 'Cause you know why? My girl Lady Pin has it covered. She can help her dress and undress and dress and undress, and she does not need any help in that area. She might be an expert. We don't know yet. We shall see. Prek, you stay here and help. There's no need to accompany Princess Anilapat. Princess Padmika's condemned voice made the crouching Prek only respond shakily. Yes, my princess. Lady Pilantita grabbed Princess Anil's wrist and led her to walk side by side along the corridor towards the front palace. Anil keeps on making trouble. Lady Pin's stern expression became even more severe as she turned to reprimand Princess Anilapat, who continued to cast concerned glances back at Prek. Yeah, I don't blame her. I feel like she might get a wallop or two because I don't feel like the servant who was with the princess doing something that the other princess did not like will not go unpunished. I'm a little worried. But who knows? Maybe this royal family is more progressive than others of the time. While Kun Pin continues scolding, she said with a laugh. Huh? Lady Pin could only contemplate in silence, feeling Princess Anilapat's hand shift from being pulled a moment ago to now tightly clasped in her hand, all 5 fingers interlocking seamlessly. The warmth that surged at their fingertips caused Lady Pin's cheeks to gradually flush red. I wonder why. Is she still in denial? 'Cause is that like the friendly sisterly thing to do, to flush red by holding hands? Come on, Lady Pin, open your eyes. She clumsily withdrew her slender hand from Princess Anilapat's grasp. Doesn't Kun Pin want to hold my hand any longer? Princess Anil raised her eyebrows, wearing a smile. You're grown up now. You can walk on your own. You don't need me to lead you. Lady Pin replied softly before compressing her lips firmly into a straight line. Is that so? Princess Anil's countenance gave the impression that she was harboring some semblance of regret. Seeing that, Lady Pilantita then suddenly changed the topic of conversation. What are you going to wear today? I don't know. It seems that Mother asked Namyo to prepare it in the dressing room. Princess Anil mentioned her favorite nanny who had taken care of her since she was young. Namyo, I apologize if I'm saying that wrong, is still relatively young and unmarried, in her 30s. When she was chosen to become Princess Anil's nanny, she was in her 20s. Hence, it can be rather awkward for anyone to refer to her. Namyo here, Namyo there. But after a while, she started to get used to it, and was glad to take care of Princess Anil, who was a delightful and cheerful child to raise. When she was a toddler, Princess Anil had an easy appetite and was not a crybaby like children are normally. Only when she grew up a little, she kept fleeing to play mischievously in the palace until she was wounded and came back to apply medicine every other day. Oh, so she's like that since she was young. Surprise, surprise. She came out of the womb a mischievous child. Nevertheless, Namyo still has an affectionate bond with Princess Anil, as if she were her own biological child. By the way, what dress do you want me to wear? I'd like to see you in the white dress. Excuse me? Miss Ma'am? Miss Lady Pin? The white dress? Is this you trying to flirt? Trying to hint at, marriage? Is my girl Princess Anil not the only one who's dreaming about the future? That was very smooth insert there, Lady Pin. Wasn't expecting that from you. But okay then. Lady Pin smiled a little when she recalled Princess Anilapat wore her beautiful fluffy white evening gown at the winter party in Swetawa Reed Palace at the end of the year. But anything you wear, you look beautiful and lovely in any outfit. The latter sentence is more like a muse to herself. Of course, because we know our girl, Lady Pin, only has one flirt or truthful declaration of her love in a chapter. And we already used it up by saying she wants to see her in a white dress. So that's it. No more from Lady Pin this chapter. The latter sentence is more like a muse to herself. What did you say? Nothing. When the couple arrived at the dressing room, they found that Nam Yo already waiting. She displayed a hint of impatience, possibly because the time was considerably later than the expected dressing time. Princess Anil, please hurry up to take a shower, or you will be late. I have prepared your clothes. Her Highness chose it for you. Nam Yo pointed her finger towards a sleeveless navy dress that was sewn in a simple yet elegant pattern. The top is embroidered with silver silk threads to flicker in the light. The bottom skirt is pleated and moderately fluttering. It was not as fluffy as a doll as the former dress. Mother knows that Anil likes to wear dark clothes. Princess Anilapat always uses her own name when talking to Namyo. What about Kunpin's dress? The latter sentence turned to Pilantita. Pikoi will bring it for me. Lady Pin replied in a clear voice. Auntie intends to let me take you here to get dressed. Auntie sees me as a 3-year-old. What can I say? A 14-year-old? Oh, there we go. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. We know their ages now. So now that I know for a fact that they're young girls, we are done with any commentary until we get to them being older. I don't know why I went into this book thinking they were all in their either early 20s or late teens, like 18, 19, but I am clearly wrong. And now it all makes sense of how they're so kind of childish in their actions. It's kind of, like the intentionally stealing the plums off her father's favorite tree and kind of acting out that way. It is a little bit childish. So it kind of makes sense now. But yeah, so we're going to reel all that in until we get a time skip where they're hopefully a lot older. Fingers crossed. Anyways, let's continue on now that we know their ages. What can I say? A 14-year-old who climbs a tree and catches worms. How can I consider that to be older than a 3-year-old? You're right, Princess Anilapat smirked widely. Then, today I will stand still for Kunpin to control how I dress. Is that good? I hope that is true. Unfortunately, Princess Anilapat did not have time to continue her conversation with Lady Pin, even for half a word for now. Nam Yo is intentionally pushing her towards the bathroom. Lady Pilantita was dressed in a fluffy white dress looking adorable. As Princess Anilapat exited the bathroom, the fragrance of her skin and the silky quality of her hair was so enchanting that they appeared to sparkle and shine, enough to make Lady Pin squint, especially when she has dressed up in a dark navy dress. Her off-white skin is even more accentuated to be whiter than ever. Lady Pin absentmindedly looked at Nam Yo tying Princess Anilapat's hair, while at the same time her hair was being styled by Pikoi. Yeah, sure. She's looking at Namyo tying Princess Anilapat's hair, not at Princess Anilapat. Okay, who are you trying to fool here, Lady Pin? The girls spent a considerable amount of time in the room, yet it was still considered quite early in relation to the banquet's schedule time. An early evening reception took place in the courtyard before the palace, with a lush green lawn adorned with vibrant flower arches and small round shrubs in each corner, resembling a miniature flower garden. At the heart of the setup stood a lengthy dining room table for the reception, set against the backdrop of round guest tables. Surrounding these tables was a snow-yellow light railing along the bushes, adding to the overall allure of the scene. The party has not started. Therefore, the reception hall at the front palace only has the owners of the Sowetawa Reed Palace gradually gathering. "Anil! Is that really Anil?" Prince Anand said with a clear voice as he approached his sister with joy. Two girls stood up and paid homage. Princess Anilapat looked at Prince Anand thoughtfully, barely remembering her brother's face. After looking, she found that her elder brother looked like their mother. The more he smiles, the more they look alike. "When I departed, Anil was only as tall as my elbow. Now, it seems you've grown to about the height of my shoulders. I've nourished her generously with milk and butter, just like foreigners. Anil is like my eldest daughter." Prince Anantawut mocked his own sister, getting laughter from everyone. "This must be Lady Pin that Anil told me in a letter." "Yes, brother," Princess Anilapat replied curtly, as she wasn't particularly acquainted with her older sibling. Prince Anand greeted Lady Pilantita with a polite smile, while Princess Alyssa, who had just entered the hall, rushed over and warmly embraced Lady Pin. "My Lady Pin is so cute today, as beautiful as a doll." Oh yeah, I forgot that Princess Alyssa absolutely adores Lady Pin and wants her as her own daughter. That's kind of cute though, that she adores Lady Pin so much. So maybe if, it ever gets out that she's with her daughter, her real daughter, things won't go down so bad. Maybe she'll approve because she adores Lady Pin so much. Fingers crossed, one can only dream. I'm sure it's not going to happen. I'm sure if anybody finds out, it'll end badly. But hey, fingers crossed the queers win one. "My Lady Pin is so cute today, as beautiful as a doll." "Mom, you're biased. Your little daughter is also beautiful and sweet today. Why do you only admire Lady Pin?" Prince Anantawut is still enjoying teasing his favorite sister as usual. I mean, he has a point though. It's a little weird that the mother comes out and immediately runs to Lady Pin and ignores her daughter. What's going on there? Is there some tension there? Does she not like the fact that her daughter's a little bit of a tomboy, like out in the mud, digging up worms, climbing trees? Is she a little resentful of the fact that she's not a complete, proper princess, like wearing pink and being proper and obedient and, playing tea parties and stuff with other princesses? I don't know. But it is a little weird that she ran immediately to Lady Pin. "Mother truly adores Kun Pin, brother. She mentioned how she wishes for her to be like another daughter. She doesn't care about me." Princess Anilapat played along with her eldest brother. "Anil is not really my daughter," Princess Alyssa playfully remarked, casting a knowing glance at Princess Anil. "She's more like a mischievous little monkey," Mother said as if. Princess Anil's glitter is sly and shiny. "Anil." Prince Anantawut's voice was semi-strict, semi-conscious, sounding extremely contradictory. "Don't say what you think." "Keep it in your head, lady." Or princess, I guess I should say. I gotta be careful when I say lady because you could think I'm talking about Lady Pin, and not just anybody who's a woman. But anyways, so there is no tension between the parents' son and the daughter. They all have a soft spot for her, even though she's not the typical idea of what a princess should be. They are really fond of her like how she is. And they play with her a lot. So that's kind of cute that there's such a playful family and they're not as strict as you think a king and a queen would be with their child. So I'm loving seeing this. I didn't think this family was so like fun and loved to joke with each other and accepted their kids for how they are. It's interesting. I like it. Let's hope that carries on to when Princess Anil comes out as gay and that she's in love with Lady Pin. Fingers crossed it still goes well. The atmosphere at the party was quite dull, as most of the guests were senior relatives, princesses or ladies of equivalent rank who took turns approaching Prince Anand to introduce themselves. It became so overwhelming that he almost turned his welcome reception into a game of throwing garlands to find a partner, struggling to catch his breath. Princess Anilapat and Lady Pilantita received compliments, likening them to angels descending from heaven from nearly all the senior guests at the party, until they grew somewhat wary. I mean, in a completely unbiased point of view, they are angels. Becky and Freen are two flawless, angelic individuals. I mean, did I say Becky and Freen? I meant Princess Anil and Lady Pin, clearly. That's who I meant. Are literal angels, you know? That's totally what I meant. They decided to distance themselves and enjoy the reception beneath the ivy-covered facade beside the palace. Unlike previous feasts in the Sowet Tawarid Palace, in this feast, a dance floor is prepared in a fashionable way. The two girls watched the women take turns dancing with Prince Anantawut and Prince Anand happily. Kunpin, shall we dance? Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, princess. Okay, she's like, we need to queer this party up a bit. All these girls are dancing with my brothers. The straight fest is happening on that dance floor. Why don't we, spice it up a little bit? Let's get our gay on. Oh, this is gonna be so cute. Oh my gosh, please say yes, Lady Pin. Please don't be all shy now. Kunpin, shall we dance? After looking at others for a long time, Princess Anil said with a clear voice, "Right here?" Lady Pin's big doe eyes widened in surprise. I just studied dancing today. Could you be my partner?" Sure. These two are so cute. Oh, I absolutely adore them. This is the cutest thing. I'm surprised Lady Pin is accepting it since it's such a public place. I thought she'd be a little bit more reserved. Good job, Lady Pin. Princess Anil extended her hand, gracefully bowing to invite Lady Pin to dance. Lady Pilantita shyly and sweetly smiled as Princess Anil's delicate white hand gently touched her slender waist. These two are too queer to function. I'm loving it. Oh my gosh. This is just making me freak out because I'm imagining Becky and Freen and I'm like living my best life right now. This is so cute. Okay, I'm not ready. They're dancing together at this banquet where it's all heterosexual people dancing and like the princess is dancing with the lady. Like she's not dancing with the princes and she doesn't have, well, not her brother, the princes, not her brothers, the princes, but like other princes or lords or whatever that showed up. But like she's dancing with a lady. This is, I've never read or seen something like this before and I'm melting. I can't wait to watch this on TV. I'm so excited. Princess Anil extended her hand, gracefully bowing to invite Lady Pin to dance. Lady Pilantita shyly and sweetly smiled as Princess Anil's delicate white hand gently touched her slender waist. They both moved gracefully to the rhythm of the music, resembling ballerinas in a music box. The pleated navy skirt layered over the white, billowing skirt, fluttering with their graceful movements, creating an indescribably charming sight. Someday, if I'm not here with you, some of you guys can't see me right now, but I am flailing. I can't wait to see this scene on TV, but this is just so, oh my god, these two. I hope this is not foreshadowing though. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna read it for you guys. I didn't even finish my sentence before I started freaking out. I apologize. Sorry, let's restart this. I'm still freaking out. The pleated navy skirt, layered over the white, billowing skirt, fluttered with their graceful movements, creating an indescribably charming sight. Someday, if I'm not here with you, will you be lonely? After dancing until the final notes of the song, accompanied by classical musical instruments, Princess Anil straightforwardly inquired, "Well, if you weren't here, there'd be no one mischievous to keep me company," Lady Pin mused, laughing thoughtlessly. Oh, the princess is serious. The princess wants real truth. She wants something real from the lady. Oh my god. Okay, princess. Okay, I see you're starting to, be a little bit more bold with your affections. Okay, I see you, princess. I see you. Okay. Lady Pin mused, laughing thoughtlessly. I asked if you are going to feel lonely. Princess Anil's eyes bore a more solemn and unfamiliar expression. I don't know. It hasn't happened yet, Lady Pin said, tilting her head in thought. I still see you in front of me every day. I can't even imagine what it would be like to feel lonely. But for me, if I do not see you. The voice is so low that Lady Pilantita gets closer and listens attentively. I will be so lonely. I'm so soft for these two. I'm so soft. Oh, this better not be foreshadowing. I'm sorry. The chapter's done. This better not be foreshadowing. I swear, if something happens, because Lady Pin doesn't even want to think about it because she's like, you're here. I can't even think about being lonely because I've never had the chance to feel it because you've always been here for me and with me. So the thought of the loneliness is not even crossing her mind. And Princess Anil is just thinking like, I think Princess Anil's thinking more of the future. And it's like, what happens when we're not around each other anymore? I 100% will feel lonely. I don't know if the princess really knows what loneliness feels like, but she knows that if she did, she would feel it. And I'm just so worried that this is foreshadowing, that something's gonna happen. Maybe the princess will be sent away for school like her brother, or maybe I don't know what's gonna happen, but I have a bad feeling that this is foreshadowing. And maybe this foreshadowing of one of them separating or going away and being away from each other is where the time jump happens and we get them older. But I don't know if a time jump happens. I'm hoping that a time jump happens so they're a little bit older, but I'm nervous now about that. Oh no. But come on, these two are just so darn cute, and this is such a slow burn, even though they are getting more bold with their affections for each other, and they're being more open about their affections for each other slowly. It's just so fun to read, even though it's so frustrating to read, because it's like it's so obvious that you guys are in love with each other. I mean, come on, Lady Pin keeping keepsakes, hiding it under her pillow of the princess, and the princess just absolutely adoring the lady at any chance she can get, wanting to spend all her time with her, and just thinking of the future with her, wanting to be around her, build a palace in her courtyard so that she can see her every day. Like, this is just the gayest thing. And it just, the slow burn's frustrating, because it's like, what's slow burning about this? They're just clearly so in love with each other, but they're not together because they don't realize it. So that's a slow burn, but it's not a slow burn, but it is, but it's not. Man, this book, I am anxious for the next few chapters. I was told, chapter 20 or 22 or something in the 20s, like, I need to prepare myself for, so I'm a little nervous. I still have a ways to go. I'm on chapter 8, but I'm adoring this book. And I understand with the translations from Thai to English, some of the grammars may not be as proper as it could be, and it kind of has a bit of a flowing issue with the sentence structure of it all and just the wording, but it's still well done enough that I understand what's going on, the gist of it. The feelings from the characters are coming across, and I haven't read too many translated books from another language to English, but this is a pretty well done one. So it's not as hard as I thought it might have been to read it, because when I went into this, I was like, a translated book, it might be a bit difficult to understand with some of the words they use that may not have translated well, but so far it's pretty good. And I like that, you guys can't see, but they have like an appendix where within the story itself they have numbers that kind of send you to the appendix, and it gives you more information on the words and what it means. So let's see here, I'll give you an example, which is really helpful, to be honest, because a lot of the stuff is not used in English. Like, it's more of a direct, I guess, translation from Thai to English. So like in chapter 1, when it was a colorful striped sarong, I don't know what a sarong is. I don't even think I'm pronouncing that right, but because that's something Thai, right? So if you click on that, it tells me it's a loose skirt consisting of brightly colored fabric wrapped around the body, worn by both women and men in the South Pacific. So I'm loving that it's helping give context to some of the things I don't really know, which I don't read it for the podcast purposes, but after I'm done the podcast, I do go back and look at the appendix and learn more about what are some of the things that I may not have understood while I was reading. So I like that little touch with the Kindle version. I'm not sure if the MEB app has that, but I do appreciate that. But anyways, loved these 2 chapters. I'm loving this book so far, and I'm loving reading it. So with that being said, I will leave you all on this. We have come to the end of the episode. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know what you all thought of this episode. I appreciate any and all feedback. So thank you guys for tuning in, and stay safe, everyone.